This is a toolbox made out of 15mm ply, 9mm ply and 15 by 19mm pine for the handle. It's an exercise in measurement, assembly processes, and we'll go through the process. There's a fair bit of weight in it on its own, but I think it's a nice sturdy project. It's got good solid sides. So let's see how it's made. We start out with 3 pieces of material, 9 by 190, 15 by 190 and 19 by 50. Base, which is 190 by 15, is 780 long. The sides, which are also 190 but by 9, are 780 long. The ends are out of the 190 by 15. They're 375 long. The handle, which is 50 by 19, is 820 long. So it should have 6 pieces. The next step is going to be marking out the ends. If we look at the plan, you can see that the end has shaping to it, and it is 180 from the top that you come down to that mark. We need to find out how wide this is, and when you look around the diagram, you see a mark measurement here that says 50, so that this top space is 50. The whole thing is 190. We subtract 50 from it, we're left with 140. We halve that, which is 70, so we're marking 70 in from the corners. Marking 180 from the top. Put your mark right on the edge. Put your mark right on the edge, and like we said, this is 190. We need 50 at the top, so we're going to leave mark out at 70. Mark at 70. Then we join those two. This is going away. The handle needs to be in the middle, which is at 95. Square a light line down. It is 30 from the top, and the hole is going to be 30. And then we also need a mark for 10, where the screw is going to be at the bottom. Lightly square these lines. This needs to be 19 wide. So if you put 9.5 in the centre, 0 and 19 is where our figures are. Square those lines up. This is what we're getting rid of, this section here. Cutting these lines, probably easiest, clamp it to the table and just get a rid saw. While you're going against it. Put them together, and then I can use a flat bastard file to smooth these both out. To remove this section, there's several ways you can do it. You could drill holes and then cut out with a coping saw or a jigsaw. I'm going to try using the spade bit on the drill press
to take out the majority of my waste. So I'm going to get this aligned so it's near the top and drill up that section, and then flip it over to clean it out, and then I'll have to do the rest with the jigsaw. Marking out this section at the end for the handle, you're taking 820, subtracting 780, and then subtracting 2 lots of 15. 780 minus 30 is 750. 820 minus 750 is 70. Half of 70 is 35, so we've got to come in 35 at each end of the handle. This is the top of my handle. I'm going to come in 35 and down 30. Getting rid of that bit. Before I cut that out, it should work to get all your handles to fit. Make sure they're a snug fit. You want them to be a snug fit. You're going to have this hole, which was the 10mm hole below the handle, pre-drilled and countersunk. For the marking out of where to drill for your pieces, on your base, you're going to set
your end on, line it flush with the end. So if I look at this end, I'm lining it up flush here. Take your end, line it up flush on the outside, and draw your line. And 3 holes. Place your tape measure halfway and 40 mil in from each end. They're going to be pre-drilled and countersunk on the back or the base. You want to do the same thing. Place your ends on your sides and rule the lines at each end. You then take the base, line it up, and rule a line. The holes are going to be in between the edge and this line. So marking out on the ends, it's exactly the same. Take your tape measure, halfway, 40 and 40 in from the end. They'll get pre-drilled. Along the length of the base, we want to have at least 5 screws. So we say halfway, 50% of 780 is 390. And then we'll just come in 100 and 250 from both ends. 100 and 200. And they'll get pre-drilled. When pre-drilling, make sure you've got a bit of scrap underneath so it doesn't split too much. And deciding which is going to be your outer edge, countersink them as well. Do that all the way around. You want to do a slight curve in the middle to make it a little bit more of a handle. So you need to find the midway of your handle. This is 75, so it's 37.5 to the center. And in the diagram it says 140 wide in total. So if I put the 70 on that middle point, mark it 0 and a mark it 140. And I'm thinking I'm going to go about 10 mil up. Having an extra set of hands would be handy. Of course, what you want to do is get a ruler and just slightly bend it until it touches all 3 points, and that's the curve you want. Now it's a little hard to keep that curve on your own. So you can get a friend to do this, or you draw the line. That's going to be ideal. I'm going to figure out if I can do this. That's pretty close. We're going to use the jigsaw to cut this curve out, and then we'll smooth it with the files. The blade blade will flex a bit, so it's not going to be perfectly straight up and down, which is why we're going to be using files. Taking those hard edges off there. I'm going to assemble this with screws. We're only using 32mm screws. When you're assembling these, you want to make sure they're on a flat surface and that you've got them aligned. And back my clutch down a bit so it doesn't tear the plywood. When you're putting your sides on, this is the one time that you can actually use it to maybe square up your job. I can hear a few cracks where it's probably better to pre-drill your plywood. There it is assembled. Perfect for taking the tools. Get your balance right. While I didn't do it, it is advisable to pre-drill into the plywood because I could hear a few parts where it was splitting the plywood. So I went looking for a drill bit. I don't have a drill bit in this workshop that's the right size, but I'll rectify that.